Okay, the time is 7:45 p.m. Pacific time. We're just gonna get with the live stream. I am streaming live in the Discord every Sunday at around 7:45 p.m. Pacific time, and it's a reoccurring. So if you want to join the Discord, you can join up there. So we'll just jump right into it. Um, we're gonna start with the monthly time frame, of course, and just gonna be marking the same levels, which I've always been marking for the past couple of months now, honestly. So nothing has really changed. I am expecting price to come back down to 96,400 at some point. Will it be from the current monthly candle? I'm not sure, but we will have to break it down using the weekly time frame. So these are levels I'm looking for to bid if we were going to, for instance, see a continuation to higher from one of these levels below. I am not sure, but depending on how the price action works, maybe we bounce from there and then maybe we come back down here and go higher, or maybe we don't come back down there. We bounce from there and we go lower, right? So there is different scenarios you want to be watching out for on Bitcoin, for instance, in this case. So that's what I have for the monthly. We're gonna push it to the weekly because this is a weekly review, but we start with the monthly just to make sure we did not miss anything. So on the weekly, I am just looking at 119,000 as a level of resistance. And this is basically your swing that took you to that all-time high. As of right now, Bitcoin is starting to trend down on the weekly as we have made a new low from the prior week. I'm more bullish on altcoins as of right now, but I do think Bitcoin is not really going to be moving as much as you would like it to move if you were bullish, for instance. I think it's better to pay attention to the altcoins, and we'll go into the alts that I'm currently watching. So as of right now, with this current weekly, I am expecting price to possibly come down to around 100 to 102,000 if we stay below 119,000 on the weekly. Meaning, if we don't get weekly closes above this line at 119,000, your target for Bitcoin is here. But it could do a lot of sideways, which I think is what's going to happen until we do get that move to here. And I think within this sideways consolidation, right, whether we get a test of that weekly then dump, I think we're going to see a lot of altcoins move like Ethereum and stuff. So that's what I'm currently watching as of right now. So that's that. We're going to push it to the daily on Bitcoin. As of right now, the daily levels I was watching, we're talking about this dump, and I explained why this is looking the way it was looking, right? So we sort of front ran that daily level at 111K. We knew price was going to come down here because there was literally no market acceptance, right? No market acceptance until this level, right? And they front ran it, and I do expect it to come down there, but I don't like how they front ran it. So I'm really thinking that the sideways consolidation is going to take a while, and the next move up is probably going to be a strong weekly move down. So can be a couple months of just hanging out on the sideways range. As of right now, you have daily support at 112,500 to 111.6. We also have daily resistance here to around here. I'm more or less looking for, yeah, that's fine. Or let's looking at 117 to 106. If you get daily closes above there, there is a potential that we could push higher. I know there was that weekly level we have at 119. We also have other daily levels here at 120 and 119, which they front ran. So there is some resistance built up. So we have bottom range and we have top range. The mid range is pretty much air, so I wouldn't be really looking to short anything here, only the bottom range or the top range. Top range is obviously better. On the 4 hour, there's one level that I'm currently watching. It's going to be 115.3. I would like to see a reaction here. And also looking at the price action here, I'm looking at 113.4. That's where it's going currently holding. Hi, Cowboy. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes, do you hear me? Okay, give me a second. One second, I just need to restart the Discord because I have people who joined the Discord and no one joined the Discord to watch the stream on time, right? So I have to restart the Discord. Just bear with me. Give me 1 second. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me now? Okay, cool. I was just going over Bitcoin because I'm recording it for YouTube. So I'm just going to continue what I'm saying. 115.3 is where I'm currently watching for possible rejection. If it does reject here, the moves here are very slight. It's going to be very sideways. I don't really see much more of an uptrending structure, but you can get a rejection at 115 to come back to 113.9 or even down to that daily around here, 112. If we do start to push up and you start to get closes above the bottom range on the 4 hour, I would watch out for the range lows here and range lows here on the 4 hour if you start to close. And if you do close, then you can start to push to that daily bottom range, which I was talking about here. So watch for 4 hour closes between here, and then if you get the 4 hour closes there, you should push up to the daily here. But that's what you really need to flip in order to see the price to push up to here. If you flip this area, you're probably going to push the all-time highs. There was like a 4 hour level right here on Bitcoin I would just watch out for, 121. Doesn't have to make all-time highs, but that's more or less the idea. If you're flipping the ranges, you're going to push from one range to the other, which is pretty simple. Yeah, so that's pretty much for Bitcoin. It just, I think, sideways. That's pretty much the long story short. Let's push to Ethereum. Okay, we're going to start with the monthly, of course. So monthly closed shy of where I wanted to close, and that's why it's currently rejecting. If they start to push this top range again, they start to push the top range here, you have your next level of resistance on the monthly at 4,600, and that's basically flirting with all-time highs, and it's more likely than not that Ethereum will make an all-time highs if we get another push up to this 4,600. The reason why we're looking there is because it's pretty much just all air. So if we start to trend up and we start to break these highs here, you make new highs above 4,000, 4,600 is on the table, so I wouldn't really look for any shorts. But I would want to be looking for pullbacks for longs. We have 3,000 to 32.82 as potential pullback for longs. They did front run this 32.82 level, and given how everything is looking, it could go, it could not go. But if you're pushing it to the weekly, which I am right now, we got a weekly close below this level here at 3,600, and you got weekly closes below these swings here. I think it was just this swing at 3,800. So basically right now the idea, let me remove the circle, is if you do not reject 3,600 or 3,800, you're maybe just gonna start gunning for that 4,600 level, right? That's the idea. But if you do start to reject 3600, you're looking for a push down to here. Or if you reject this level, you're pushing down to here. Obviously, the short at 3800 is more appealing because you have your stop loss and validation right there at the highs. If it doesn't reject there, just watch out. It's most likely than not just going to continue up higher. As of right now, the bounce is not as clear to me on the weekly or the monthly, which is okay. But if it does start to go, it starts to go. You do have daily support right here at 33.91. Right, so watch out for that if that's going to hold a higher low, right, relative to there. And if it doesn't, it doesn't, but just gotta watch out. So we're gonna push it to, let's say, the daily. So if we start to close above 36.33, because you see there's a daily level right here, or 36.30, if you get a daily close above there, that's a good reason to possibly get long. You would want to ideally see a close, hold, and then probably continuation to the top of the range here. And we're just trying to clear liquidity before we go higher. Clearing liquidity is basically just testing the levels and rejecting and knowing that, okay, the resistance here is getting weaker, for instance, or the support here is getting weaker. So we now can start to plan where we think price is possibly heading. I think that as of right now, we're going to be pushing 36.30 or even higher if we do get a close above. So if we do get a close above and we hold, maybe this just continues up like this. We have another bigger leg up on Ethereum. I think a new high is more likely than not as of right now for Ethereum. I wouldn't really try to bet against it because if you just look at the weekly or even the monthly is pretty much all fucking tested. So why are you really just fading the monthly? There could be the chop, you would want the pullback. I know everyone wants the pullback. And if the pullback does happen, it happens. But you just have to manage your risk. I think that's pretty much it for Ethereum. Any questions, Cowboy? Before I push it to probably Solana, and then I'll do Litecoin, and then I'll cut it there. Okay, Solana. Monthly. We knew where the monthly was going to reject. Gave pretty fucking clean rejection there. We said 200. We also have some resistance coming up to here, to around here on Solana. So this is really much not resistance anymore. It is actually currently back testing monthly resistance here on Solana at 156. It just gave the test already, which looks good. We have 123. And then lower would be 46 or 42. So that's what I'm looking for. If we do go to below 124, as of right now, the monthly close is good. It gave the retest. The idea right now would be just on the monthly. If you just hold this, you're pushing up to here. That's the idea, because they pretty much cleared all the liquidity as of right now. So you just want to see an uptrending structure. If you start to fail below 156, you're going to 124, which is a pretty damn steep drop. So it really depends if Bitcoin behaves. Bitcoin doesn't behave. This looks a little bit more heavier than the other altcoins. We're going to push it to the weekly. Weekly close was honestly not as great compared to what the other coins were doing. Meaning because you failed below this range here at 175. Where else did you close below? And you close below this swing here. So you have some work to do on the weekly to see more of an uptrend. And you have resistance there at 188. Weekly levels below I'm watching 112, 105, even 131. These just stand out to me the most. Oh, we also have this one here at 153. So they could come down one more time, But I think Solana might take a little bit more time to make a move than the other coins, but because there's more resistance built on it. Maybe we can push it to the daily to see what they tested and what they didn't test on the weekly. So maybe we can get rid of some things. Nope, they didn't test it. No, they didn't test it. Oh, yeah, none of these are tested on the daily. Let me see on the 4 hour, maybe something. Okay, maybe this 175 one may not reject. So I'll just remove it because they gave a test there. So I think above 167 is going to go back to 188. So that's what you really need to flip is 167 on Solana. If they give another pullback, I'll look at 152. If they fail 152, 131 is next. I don't think they're going to fail it, but I think it's more likely we're going to push, in my opinion. I would look for maybe a lower high relative to somewhere around here, then go if it does, or if it just goes from here, it just goes from here. 153 would be nice, but you just have to manage your risk, whatever suits your boat. We can push it to the daily, see what makes sense. The daily would be here. So 158 would be a nice level to. Would I long here right now? Yeah, I'm saying like 158 would be nice to get in if it gives a pullback, or if you get depending how the daily closes. Honestly, you gotta also watch out for this daily level here. So if you close above 164 on the daily, then maybe you can look for a retest right now. But I wouldn't long right now. It doesn't make sense. I'd rather wait for a confirmation to long, meaning like you move a little higher and then you get here, then you can probably get a better long because you have more defined risk and it's safer than just longing here hoping it's gonna get there. So yeah, you just have to. Yeah, I think I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong and it goes down, but you know where to look for if it goes down. What if it goes back to 153 or lower? It's currently at resistance, which is already tested, but it might take some time. It doesn't mean it goes up right away. But yeah, it looks good. I wouldn't long here right now in the moment. It doesn't make sense because I use VWAP. VWAP is above average. It means don't long. Right? You're above the blue line. It means don't long. So you have to wait. That's my rule, at least. I don't long above the blue. I don't short below the blue. I'll take a profit above the blue. Right? So you just wait. If you're looking for longs, you wait. This means don't long. It's like basically running a red light. Yeah, use it. It's called VWAP, volume weighted average price. That's what you need to help put you in check so you don't FOMO in the other direction. Litecoin. I'm actually in a Litecoin long, which I shared yesterday. The reason I like this coin a lot is because if you look, maybe I need to use another chart with more history. Okay. So just looking at the monthly, we got a retest here at 105, and we had a retest right here at 103, which I had pointed out on my chart. Gave a perfect clean test of that off of the monthly. And when you look at the monthly is used to basically catch those trend reversals. So we want to see a continuing uptrend from 103 as of right now. Looking at this, it looks fine for me. I really think we're going to make new highs above here at the minimum, above 147. But ultimately, I think this is going to be going to at least 170 as a main price target. If you look at the weekly, let me see. Let me just push it here. Okay, so like these levels here on the monthly are untested. That's tested. And that's tested on the weekly. So yeah, this range here is tested. So I'm not looking for this to reject. So I think it's gonna get above there at least. So, and then let's look here. So you see, like, that's the thing on the weekly. 170 is tested and 100 and 206 is tested. So like, I'm thinking Litecoin is going to make new all-time highs, in my opinion, if it does start to run. So that's the idea. Like, I'm gonna just delete these. Target is all-time highs for Litecoin. It's like honestly the best looking coin in my opinion, as of right now. Um, if you didn't get long, what would you do? Okay, well I gave the entries yesterday. I hope someone called that. I talked about the monthly. I didn't bid there. I should have bid there, but it's okay. Daily close was pretty good, honestly. Um, I like 108. Oh, let's push it to the weekly. The weekly is 107. So honestly, you have like a nice little area here to bid on Litecoin if it does give it. So it would be from here to here. I like to, if it comes down and gives that, I would definitely be adding more in my box. But my humble opinion, if you were going to long Litecoin here, your stop loss would be at the low here at 103. You don't want to see new lows below there. You just want to see an uptrending. So that's where your stop would be if you do decide to long Litecoin. And target is all-time highs. Just looking on the weekly, it's tested. But if you look at the daily here, they didn't close above this daily swing, which was a little bit annoying, but it's okay. Maybe they close above it tomorrow. This is what they're currently trying to test. And this is your next level. And your next level is right here. So it has some work to do. But just given how it looks like on the weekly, it could just be like a continuation for higher here because it's just back testing monthly support. So it's probably some type of ranging flag or whatever before it goes or some shit. I don't know what the hell it's gonna do. I want it to go up from here because I'm already long, right? But we'll see what happens. That's what I currently have for Litecoin. If it gives 108, 107, that would be a nice place to enter. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you could always get long at 112 or 114 or even 110 for another retest, depending on how it closes. So just wait for the daily close. Like if you're waiting to long, for instance, it's not gonna happen right now. But like look at the VWAP. Let's see where VWAP is. You don't want to long above the blue line. You want to long below. So look for something below, whether it could be at 107, right? Or so forth. That's the idea. So just wait. It's not going to leave without you. It'll give you some type of entry with defined risk. High retired. I cover Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm recording the stream. So I've been recording for 25 minutes now. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. Is there anything else you guys want me to cover before I post this on YouTube? I'm a little exhausted. Woke up this morning at 7 a.m. and ran 3 miles. If we do reverse, how low do we see it potentially going? So if we do reverse, meaning I really just haven't been getting cardio in until recently. So yeah, reverse, right? So the monthly at 103, right? you want to hold a higher high. You want to see a trending structure above that. So you don't want to see a new low below that level. So if you want to look for lower, you got to be like, okay, so where is the next monthly level I want to look at for support? And that would be this level at 94, because that's your next monthly level of support. So I would look at 94 and even as low as 87 ish if it doesn't hold 103. If it holds 103, it's going to go. I think it's more likely than not that we do go higher, given of how high Bitcoin is and how high Ethereum has been going. I think this is just part of the cycle where we just see the money float into other coins, and Litecoin being one of those other coins. Yeah, it's a good idea to buy spot, because if you're just buying spot here at 100 ish, more or less, right? You're looking at 400%, 500, even maybe this can go 600, 700, 800%, ultimately speaking, right? So why are you worrying about the leverage? 800% is a lot of money. I don't know how much you're putting in, but 800% on any investment that you make, an investment to flip some money, that's a good investment. That's like what? This is the same thing Palantir and Robinhood stock have basically done. More or less, they've done 800, 700%. You can do it here too. Yeah, I know. It already did. That's the thing. I shared that entry, right, in my in the Discord. I shared the monthly levels and I gave that one. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't need to be the back. If you want to catch a leverage long, you just got to be careful. That's all I'm saying. To buy spot is just the more wise thing to do than not. And depending on your exchanges now the exchanges, they're offering like 2x or 3x spot. So if you're doing 2x spot, for instance, 50%, you know, I really doubt Litecoin goes to 50, for instance. If it does, that'd be catastrophic. But I wonder what Bitcoin would be at. But the point is that you could do a little leverage spot, for instance, and double your holdings. Leverage spot. I know like Bybit offers it. They give like margin on spot where you can just buy more. They give only up to like 3 or 5x or some shit. Nothing more. Yeah, let me see. I think let's see. Let's look it up. Leverage spot Litecoin. Let me check my Bybit. I know Bybit has it, but I think Bybit has it. Litecoin spot. Does it let you? Hmm. I don't know. I don't see anything, to be honest. But yeah, I've seen it on Bitcoin, for instance. They offer like leverage spot. So yeah, look into it. I'm pretty sure you can find it somewhere. But yeah, I would wait for leverage long. Yeah, there's on which exchange? Which exchange is 10x? Bybit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's pretty fucking crazy that you can just buy. Oh yeah, it says margin done. Oh yeah, you could buy up to 10x. So yeah, but I would be careful. I wouldn't go 10x. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. So you can buy your spot. Um, yeah, but be careful. 10% from here is 100, and that'd be pretty fucking shitty if it went to 94, and you liquidated all your Litecoin. Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, exactly. You might as well have a stop. But I think 2x is safe enough if you like that. But like always 1x is the best, right? So yeah. Is there anything else before I jump in? If you want me to cover anything, or we're good to go. This is more shorter stream, but I don't think there's really much to cover. We basically, I don't know if you guys caught the move, but I was calling for this Bitcoin move for a very long time, so we knew that was gonna come, right? Yeah, no problem. It's my pleasure. It's okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was a good idea. You could bought the dip. It front ran, right? So that's the only thing. Okay, I'm gonna cut the stream now.